Imagine a serene village nestled in the lush green fields of rural India, where the sun rises over misty horizons and the air hums with the gentle sounds of nature. But on this fateful day, tranquility shatters into a nightmare of survival. Deep in the underbrush, an innocent cow, a symbol of peace and sustenance for the local farmers, wanders innocently in search of fresh grass. Unbeknownst to her, a shadowy predator lurks, a massive Burmese python, coils as thick as a man's arm, eyes gleaming with primal hunger. This isn't just any snake. It's a giant over 15 feet long, with scales that shimmer like armored death. The cow, with her soft brown eyes and trusting nature, steps too close, and in an instant the python strikes, wrapping its powerful body around her in a vice-like grip. Her bellows of terror echo through the village, a desperate cry for help that pierces the heart. But hope arrives in the form of brave souls, a dedicated police rescue team, armed with courage and determination, ready to face this beast head-on. Will they succeed in this epic battle against nature's fury? Stay tuned as we dive into this true story of heroism, where humans risk everything to save an innocent life from the jaws of danger. In the heart of Uttar Pradesh, India, lies the quiet village of Chitrahat, a place where life moves at the rhythm of the seasons. Rolling fields of sugarcane and wheat stretch as far as the eye can see, dotted with modest mud brick homes topped with thatched roofs. The villagers, hard-working farmers who rise with the dawn, depend on their livestock for survival. Their cows are not just animals, but cherished family members, providing milk, dung for fuel, and a sense of prosperity in this humble community. On this particular morning, the air is thick with the scent of dew-kissed earth and blooming jasmine as children play near the riverbank and elders sip chai under banyan trees, sharing stories of old. The innocent cow in question belongs to a farmer named Raju, a kind-hearted man in his 50s with weathered hands from years of tilling the soil. She is a gentle Holstein mix, known for her calm demeanor and the sweet milk she gives to feed Raju's grandchildren. As the sun climbs higher, Raju lets her graze freely in the nearby meadow, a lush patch bordered by dense thickets where wildlife often hides. Little does he know that danger slithers silently through the undergrowth. Burmese pythons, invasive giants that have proliferated in these regions due to escaped pets and changing climates, are apex predators here. This one, a 16-foot behemoth with a girth wider than a tree trunk, has been hunting larger prey to satisfy its insatiable appetite. It camouflages perfectly among the vines and roots, its patterned scales blending into the shadows. The cow, munching contentedly on tender shoots, ventures too close to the thicket. In a flash, the python lunges, its jaws unhinging to strike not with venom, but with raw power. It coils around her midsection, squeezing tighter with each breath she exhales, cutting off her air and circulation. Her eyes bulge in panic as she struggles futilely against the unyielding embrace. Raju, working in a distant field, hears nothing at first, but soon the unnatural silence alerts him. Birds have fled, and the usual lowing of cattle is absent. He rushes toward the meadow, his heart pounding, only to stumble upon the horrifying sight. His beloved cow, ensnared in the python's deadly grip, her body convulsing as the snake begins to swallow her whole. Raju's blood runs cold as he crests the hill and beholds the nightmare unfolding in the meadow. The massive python has already engulfed the cow's hind legs, its jaws stretched impossibly wide, scales rippling with muscular effort. The cow's front half thrashes weakly, her hooves kicking up dirt in a desperate bid for freedom. But the snake's coils constrict relentlessly, crushing her ribs and forcing out agonized moans that echo like thunderclaps through the village. "Oh gods, no! My Lakshmi!" Raju cries, naming her after the goddess of wealth as tears stream down his face. He grabs a nearby stick and jabs at the python's head, but the beast hisses menacingly, its forked tongue flickering, undeterred in its predatory trance. Word spreads like wildfire. Raju's shouts alert his neighbors, who come running with farming tools in hand. A crowd gathers, Women in colorful saris clutch their children. Men armed with sickles and ropes form a semicircle, their faces etched with fear and determination. "It's a monster! Bigger than any we've seen," one villager exclaims, recalling tales of pythons devouring goats, but never a full-grown cow. Panic surges as attempts to intervene fail. A brave youth throws stones, but the python tightens its hold, causing the cow to let out a heart-wrenching bellow that silences the group. Elders warn against rash actions, knowing a provoked python could strike at humans next. "We need professionals. Call the police," someone yells, and Raju fumbles for his old mobile phone, dialing the local station with trembling fingers. "Help! A giant snake is eating my cow alive. Please send rescue now," he pleads to the officer on the line. At the police outpost, Constable Singh answers, his voice steady amid the chaos. He rallies his team, knowing wildlife encounters are common, but this one sounds dire. Sirens blare as villagers huddle, praying to deities for the cow's survival. Whispers circulate about omens. Pythons are revered in some myths as guardians, but here it's a harbinger of doom. Children peek from behind adults, wide-eyed at the spectacle, while the cow's strength wanes, her eyes glazing over. The initial panic peaks as the python swallows more, inch by inch, and the villagers realize their limits. Without expert help, Lakshmi is doomed. Tension builds in the air, thick as the humid breeze, as distant sirens signal approaching salvation. Raju kneels beside the struggle, whispering encouragements, his faith hanging by a thread in this clash between man and nature. The wail of sirens cuts through the village like a beacon of hope as the police rescue team's jeep skids to a halt near the meadow. Dust billows from the tires, revealing a squad of 5 determined officers, led by Inspector Verma, a seasoned veteran with a scar across his cheek from a prior leopard encounter. Dressed in khaki uniforms, they carry specialized gear. Long bamboo poles, thick gloves, ropes and buckets for water, a non-lethal method to irritate snakes into releasing prey. Verma, in his 40s with a commanding presence, assesses the scene immediately. "Stay back, everyone. We've got this," he booms, his voice calming the frantic crowd. The team includes young Constable Patel, eager but nervous, Sergeant Carr, a wildlife expert with training from forest rangers, and 2 others, all bonded by years of handling everything from floods to animal rescues. They approach cautiously, flashlights piercing the gathering dusk, illuminating the python's glistening body wrapped around the now limp cow. It's a Burmese, at least 15 feet, fully engaged in constriction, Carr whispers, noting the snake's rhythmic squeezing. Verma coordinates. "Patel, secure the perimeter. Cower, prepare the water. We need to act fast." The cow's vitals are fading. The villagers watch in awe as the team forms a strategy, drawing from protocols learned in workshops on human-wildlife conflict. Raju, still tearful, provides details. "She wandered off this morning. Please save her, she's all I have." Verma nods reassuringly. "We'll do everything we can. These pythons are tough, but so are we." The officers don protective gear, hearts racing beneath their composed exteriors, knowing one wrong move could turn the rescue deadly. As they encircle the pair, the python senses the threat, lifting its head with a low hiss, eyes locked on the intruders. The air crackles with anticipation, the team's courage shining through their focused expressions. This isn't just a job. It's a mission to preserve life in a world where nature's balance teeters. With tools in hand, they inch closer, ready to confront the giant in a test of human ingenuity against primal force. With the sun dipping low, casting long shadows over the meadow, the rescue team launches into action, their movements precise yet charged with urgency. Inspector Verma signals the start. "On my count, water first." Constable Patel and another officer haul buckets from the jeep, filled from a nearby stream, and begin dousing the python's head. The cold water startles the beast, causing it to writhe and loosen its coils slightly. A trick Cower explains, draws from the snake's aversion to moisture disrupting its senses. "Keep pouring! Aim for the eyes," she directs, as the python hisses furiously, its massive body undulating in protest. The cow, sensing a shift, lets out a faint moo, spurring the team on. Sergeant Carr grabs a long bamboo pole, wedging it carefully under the snake's jaw to pry it open without harming the animal. Protocol demands humane treatment, even for predators. Easy now, don't provoke a strike, Verma warns, as the python's tail whips dangerously close to Patel's legs. The young constable dodges, heart pounding, and counters by looping a rope around the tail end, pulling taut with his partner's help to restrict movement. The battle intensifies. The python, feeling trapped, constricts harder momentarily, eliciting a gasp from the crowd as the cow's ribs creak audibly. She's fading. Hurry! Raju pleads from the sidelines. Undeterred, the team escalates. Verma strikes the ground near the snake's head with a stick, creating vibrations to distract it, while Kaur pours more water, the liquid cascading over scales like a waterfall. Pull the rope, now! Verma commands, and the officers yank in unison, uncoiling a section of the python's body. The snake retaliates, lunging at Kaur, but she sidesteps nimbly, her training kicking in. Got a loop on the midsection. Patel shouts triumphantly, securing another rope. Sweat beads on their foreheads under the fading light, muscles straining as they coordinate like a well-oiled machine. The python's resistance is fierce, its muscular coils, capable of crushing bones, fight every inch. Hold steady. Regaining ground, Verma encourages, his voice steady amid the chaos. Villagers murmur prayers, children cling to parents, the scene a whirlwind of dust, water splashes, and grunts of effort. As night approaches, flashlights flicker on, illuminating the epic struggle. Humans versus serpent in a raw display of willpower. The cow's breaths grow shallower, urging the team to push limits, risking bites and bruises. One more pull, together! They chant, inching closer to victory in this grueling test of endurance and strategy against nature's unyielding hunter. The meadow transforms into an arena of desperation as the battle reaches its fever pitch, the python's coils still defiantly wrapped around the weakening cow. Inspector Verma's face hardens with resolve. This is it! Full force! The team synchronizes their final assault, pouring the last buckets of water while simultaneously tugging the ropes from multiple angles. The snake, overwhelmed by the relentless barrage, begins to falter, its grip slackening as water floods its nostrils and eyes, blurring its vision. It's working! Keep going! Sergeant Carr yells, thrusting the bamboo pole deeper to lever the jaws apart. A critical moment arrives when the python attempts a final, savage twist, nearly toppling Patel. But he holds firm, his grip ironclad on the rope. Don't let go! Pull harder! Verma roars, joining the yank, their combined strength finally unraveling the mid-coils. The cow gasps for air, her chest expanding freely for the first time in hours. With a triumphant heave, the officers dislodge the python's head from the cow's hindquarters, the snake's body slithering away in defeat as it releases its prey. Cheers erupt from the villagers, but the team remains vigilant. The python, disoriented and angry, coils defensively nearby. Secure it for relocation. Verma orders, and Kaur expertly loops a noose around its neck, guiding it into a large sack with help from the others. The turning point solidifies as the cow, freed at last, staggers to her feet, shaking off the ordeal with a low bellow of relief. Raju rushes forward, embracing her neck, whispering thanks to the heavens. The team's exhaustion melts into smiles. Close calls like Patel's near miss and the python's lunge underscore their bravery. As stars twinkle overhead, the python is loaded into the jeep for safe release in a distant forest, ensuring no harm to either side. This climax not only saves a life but restores balance, proving human compassion can triumph over primal instincts in the wild's unforgiving embrace. With the python safely relocated, the village breathes a collective sigh of relief as the cow, Lakshmi, recovers under Raju's attentive care, munching hay and regaining her strength within days. The police team is hailed as heroes, receiving garlands and gratitude from the community, their story spreading via local news as a testament to courage. Inspector Verma reflects, it's about harmony, protecting both people and wildlife. lessons emerge. Villagers install fences around meadows, and awareness programs educate on python habitats. This epic rescue reminds us that in the face of danger, unity and bravery can conquer even the mightiest foes, inspiring viewers to value life in all forms and act with empathy toward nature's creatures.